of the webinar series on Kindling Curiosity, Ushering New Minds into Research. This webinar series began on 6th November 2020 with esteemed Dr. Ashok Kumar Das, Vice Chairman of Council of Higher Education, Odisha, inaugurating the session as the keynote speaker. The journey was very interesting and inspiring with a galaxy of professors, eminent scientists, educationists like Professor Salibahan, Dr. G.B. Chaini, Dr. R. Matthew, Dr. N. De, Professor J. Dondapat, igniting the young minds for research and innovation. I am sure their deliberations must have left an indelible mark in the minds of our students and participants. Today, on the valedictory session, we have Professor Bimalendu B. Bhattacharya, President and Honorary Distinguished Indian Center for Space Physics, Kolkata, who will speak on adventure and science as the keynote speaker of today's session. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation. We are really honored to have all these distinguished scientists, eminent professors as our speakers in this webinar series. I extend my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to KISS deemed university for their support and collaboration. My special thanks goes to Professor Sasmita Samanta and Dr. Rashmi Mahapatra for their guidance and cooperation. I take this opportunity to extend my special thanks to Dr. Bandita Ratha and Dr. Priyadarshini Rautrai, who made ceaseless efforts to make this webinar series a great success. I also thank all the participants for their constant support and their constructive feedback. Again, I extend a hearty welcome to all of you to this valedictory session of the webinar. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much for supporting us in all our endeavors. We are really proud to have you as our mentor, and we are really grateful to you for all the help, all the encouragement throughout the session for conducting this webinar. May I now request Dr. Bandita Rath, organizer, head of the Department of Geology, Rajasthani College, to kindly present the address to our keynote speaker of the day. Madam, please.
Honorable dignitaries present in this platform, respected colleagues, participants, and my dear students, a very good afternoon to one and all. It's my honor and privilege to introduce a speaker of today's session, Honorable Professor Bimalendu Bhushan Bhattacharya, President and Honorary Distinguished Professor of Indian Center for Space Physics, Kolkata. Honorable Professor Bhattacharya obtained his MSc and BSc degree from Banaras Hindu University, followed by his PhD degree from Leningrad State University, Leningrad, USSR. He joined the Indian School of Mines, Dhanbad, as a professor of applied geophysics after serving the Geological Survey of India, Hyderabad, for 2.5 years and CSIR, National Geophysical Research Institute, Hyderabad, for about 12 years. He superannuated from ISM, now IIT ISM, as director in December 2003 after serving the institute for 27 years. Professor Bhattacharya is an expert in the field of exploration, groundwater engineering, and environmental geophysics and magnetotelluric studies for geodynamics problem. He was the first to conceptualize the idea of 4D time-lapse magnetotelluric measurement, which is valued in reservoir geophysics and earthquake prediction. He was the leader of 4th Indian Scientific Antarctic Expedition 1984-85 with a unique experience of landing on an iceberg and leading a rescue team. He established the Maitri Permanent Station in Antarctica in 1985, which is still functioning as a full-fledged Indian permanent station for more than 35 years. Professor Bhattacharya has over 80 publications in national and international journal of repute and has guided many PhD scholars. Co-authored with Professor Salivahan his book titled Geoelectrical Method, Theory and Application was published by McGraw-Hill Education in 2016. In addition to his affiliations with many recognized national and international organizations, he is a recipient of National Mineral Award, Ministry of Mines, Government of India. We are extremely fortunate to have Honorable Professor Bimalendu Bhattacharya with us today to share his thought on adventure and science. Now I hand over the platform to Honorable Professor Bhattacharya, sir, so we may hear from him. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My greetings to the delegates of the year, and I shall start with very briefly introducing to Antarctica, where it is, how it is, and why it is. That's all right. Now, now, the title I have given is Journey to Antarctica, Science and Adventure. You see, science is an adventure, and Antarctica journey is also an adventure of two different types. But in both the cases, we want to explore the unknown. We want to know the unknown. So that is where how it is starting. And now the question comes is, why Antarctica exploration? You see, a treaty was signed in 1959 after the International Geophysical Year of effectively reserves of Antarctica in the interest of science and mankind. The new Antarctica communities is international and unusual because 1 minute. পুরোটা হবে না? So it is international in nature and in spirit. Now, it is the last continental mass that is available in the globe of the Earth. Next. Now it is approaching that landmass is quite difficult. Now, though, quite a good number of countries have gone there, but once upon a time it was really difficult. Next. Now, 29 million cubic kilometers of continental glacier cause the largest transient load superimposed on the Earth's crust. You see, all the southern continent hemisphere, India were once joined together in a supercontinent called Gondwana land. The supercontinent broke up in blocks and drifted apart. The Antarctica was left behind in migration of the continent, and while the northern hemisphere and India shifted to northern hemisphere. Now, hyperlink এটা আছে হ্যালো হ্যাঁ ফাইল আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ওকে থ্যাংক ইউ You see, once upon a time, this is the present location of the continents in the southern hemisphere. But you see, with the passage of time in crores of years, you see, India, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, and South America, they are all together. And this was called Gondwana land. In 20 years back, they started breaking apart. These three were in one group, the other two were in another group. So 15 years, million years back, 15 crore years back, these three were separated out from the other one, and then all the five got separated out. And this is what is the present scenario.
Slide টা কাম করুন
Next slide. Now, if they were closer together, then the plants and the animals also could have been remnants were there. So that is how it has been found that here they have found the fossils of similar fossils they have found. They have found similar fossils here. So these are some of the things that has been. Next. You see that in the southern hemisphere, south pole, there is a landmass which is 4 times the size of India and more than the size of India and China put together. And that is surrounded by, and this is all covered by ice. Average thickness of the ice is more than 1 kilometer. And the sea around the continent is also frozen most of the time. Next slide. Now, but in the northern hemisphere, the scenario is difficult. There is no continent in the northern pole. Now, the area of Antarctica is 16.4 million square kilometers. And these are some of the areas where the explorationists earlier went, including Robert Scott. Next slide. Robert Scott died there while returning, and he wrote the last letter is preserved still. It is ice. Everything is preserved. So this is the effect of the ice in Antarctica. Next slide. That is the greetings we got from the Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister. Next slide. Now this is the ship by which we went. And this is an ice class. So it hits the ice sheet and breaks it into parts. This is the place, the captain of the ship. This is a Navy officer and all that. This is the Twin Polaris, 14,000 ton. This is a Japanese expedition team. It is meant for expedition, so it has a much better front, back, and side open. Back. But ours one is only front and back. It is a bit risky. Now this is how you see the ice around 40 degrees south. So it breaks in, it doesn't melt, it breaks, and then it melts. So it becomes part by part, smaller and smaller. Next. You see, it breaks into various types of pieces. Actually, this is trying to clear it, but this is a bit risky. Suppose if it temperature is minus 5, 6, 7 for a week, and you get trapped. So you should be careful. Now, ultimately, in a clear space, we had ultimately been able to reach. You see, can you see the blue part? That is the sea. And this is the frozen sea. It is the ice sheet. It is 2 to 3 meters thick. Beyond that, again, there is water. Okay. This is how it breaks. Crevasses, this is called crevasses. Next slide. You see one of the major crevasses. This is, you are doing a survey to find out how are the things, trying to make a guess. Yes. This is how, just like if you take a ice and then see it under microscope, this is how it looks like under microscope. Okay. Next, you just see, this is another, this is another. So no the single ice flakes look similar. They are all different. They look like a jewelry shop. This is it is a iceberg under minus 2 degrees centigrade, so it has been blocked. Next, it looks like this. Now it is clear, it is floating. Next slide. These are all penguins, and the area where we were there, you get small penguins, smallest penguins, Adelie penguins. Okay. They are all, you see, they are very confident. Just see, the way they are approaching, they don't look like nervous. This is how they carry their eggs. This is called rookery, where they try to lay their eggs, because this is relatively safer. This is not my photograph, but this is a photograph I have taken. Chicks of king penguins. You see, they are all looks like, once they grow up, they will look like that. This is all, you see, whenever there is a blast, so outer one faces maximum, but they don't stay there. They push their way inside, and the inside clothes are pushed outside. This is how the happy family should look like. This is another type which is called next. You see, this is 24-hour sunshine. See, this is how it looks like in the evening, 7:38. Some equipment is not behaving properly, so they are trying to repair it, which normally will take 5 minutes, may take 25 minutes, 30 minutes. This is what is called, yeah, this is just a standard photograph. This is not in our area. Next slide. This is something called whiteout. You see, this is under some particular conditions, meteorological conditions. You see, there is no image here. There is no shadow. Now, there was a accident in our helicopter, and that is what exactly we have done it. We are repairing it, and this is a area, rocky area, and this is this is called, so this rocky area, here we are supposed to start a station, and we started a station, Maitri, which is still valid. You see, there is a lake for water, and this is the glacier which supplies water to the lake. This is what exactly we started our work. This is another, to keep our materials there inside, machines, machineries. This has got buried under ice. So ultimately, we could locate that. My student could go and locate that. Okay. Okay, this is called stalactite and stalagmite. You see, this is a migratory bird. So it looks like the government of India representative keeping a watch on us. So we have completed our work successfully and coming back, keeping behind 12 people there. Yes. Now, an Antarctic expedition is the worst way to have the best time of your life. The worst journey in the world. Man wanted, so one advertisement those days, man wanted for hazardous journeys, small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe returned output, honor and recognition in case of sack. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for a patient hearing. Thank you very much to all of you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation, for sharing your experiences with us. May I now request Madam Rashmi Mahapatra to kindly present her address.
Very good afternoon, one and all present in this valedictory function of the webinar. I am privileged to owe my note of appreciation to Professor Bimalendu Bhushan Bhattacharya, an eminent scientist, resident, and Honorable Distinguished Professor, Indian Center for Space Physics, Kolkata, and former Director, IIT, Dhanbad. Sir, really, words will fall short to appreciate the content of your speech. Your illuminating talk on adventure and science was absolutely thrilling and sensational. Your geological expedition could explore many unexplored mysteries of the universe. Sir, as you shared so many interesting slides, and you took to different part of the globe to us, which is really very interesting, and we got a lot of knowledge from that, and really those are unexplored area in our mind. Actually, we got we got a lot of knowledge from that. Sir, your address in today's webinar deeply inspired me, and I am sure It will certainly motivate all the young minds participated in this webinar to take up research as the career. I feel really shortage of word. I want to do more and more appreciation, sir. How you have explored the globe. You shared so much of things with us, and the students must have gained a lot of knowledge on this. And I want to express my profound sense of gratitude to you, sir, for your intellectual deliberation in this occasion. As the coordinator of this webinar, I extend my gratitude and thankfulness to one and all who have this webinar series a grand success. Namaskar. Namaskar to one and all present in this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam, for your precious words. We are really thankful to you for the entire session, for the entire series, for cooperating and coordinating the entire webinar for us. And here I would like to just emphasize on one aspect of Sir's talk today, that all the photographs, all the memories he shared with us, we say that with time memories fade away, but these photographs are going to stay for years to come, and for each passing by generations they will be a sensation, or they will be a thing to admire, to see the nature's galore, how beautiful it is. And even though sir said that it's a worst journey, but sir, definitely you were lucky to have visited that particular place which we all dream of uh, going, or at least we dream of seeing it at least once in our lifetime, which is almost impossible. So, sir, you were really lucky enough, and today we are lucky to have you with us, so that we at least we could share your experiences. You have just I fall short of words to express that these photographs that you have shown us, they are really very interesting, and I hope all our students might have thoroughly enjoyed all these pictures. May I now request with this uh, okay, okay. So there is a question, I suppose, from a student. Sir, can I take a question from a viewer? Sir, there is a
Proceed. Proceed.
query from a student. Can I ask a few questions? Yes, sir. So, sir, the students, sir, a student is very curious to know about how were you handling your foodstuffs in that particular temperature?
What is that? How do they?
How did you manage your foodstuffs in that particular
Food was
temperature?
all semi-cooked, or and then we had cooks with there.
Okay.
We had 4 cooks there. So therefore, it was a different type of food altogether, but it was, you could manage it.
And sir, any particular kind of exercise was required?
No, nothing was in particular, but you should not drink there, because drink does dehydration.
Okay.
And Antarctica, you have got a lot of dehydration problem. So you should not drink alcoholic drink mainly. You should take as much water as possible. That's all.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Hope that would have satisfied the query of the student. Yet one more query, sir. Someone is asking, what was your experience while watching the scenery of aurora in Antarctica, the lights?
Aurora in Antarctica. Aurora, I did not see. Southern Hemisphere and Northern Hemisphere. Southern Hemisphere, it is called Aurora Australis. In the Northern Hemisphere, it is called Aurora Borealis.
Okay.
But we did not see it, but it is as if a flying color, big cloth is being waved and all that. It is a beautiful sight to see it, but we did not see it during our stay.
Okay, sir. Again, that's one more interesting query. The students are keeping on asking things. So they are asking, How did you drink water? It was all frozen over there.
It is all frozen, but you have to boil. You have to melt it, and you have to. Water is costly there, but you have to melt it and drink it. And you can carry some soft drinks.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for all those practical
Thank you very much for
experiences
your question,
and all
Thierry.
those practical informations that these curious minds had after going through your presentation. We will soon be having our Thanksgiving ceremony, as today is the valedictory session of our webinar series. And before we start, once again, I thank one and all from the organizing team, from both Rajdhani College as well as KISS Tim2P University for encouraging us, for helping us in each and every step for making this particular program a success. May I now request our organizer, Dr. Bandit, to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
I deem it a great honor and privilege today to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Professor Bimrendu Bhushan
Our organizer,
Bhattacharya,
Dr.
sir.
Bandit, to kindly propose the vote of Madam, I think there's some technical. Yes, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
I deem it a great honor and privilege today to express my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Professor Bimrendu Bhushan Bhattacharya, sir. It is a rare opportunity, an honor hearing from you, sir. Thank you for honoring our request and blessing us by your presence. I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt thanks to all the keynote speakers of today's webinar series, of our webinar series. Thank you all for honoring our request and enlightening students about research from different perspectives. Personally, I am indebted to Professor Shalivahan, Dean R&D, IIT ISM Dhanbad, Dr. Bhavani Sankar Jaina, Senior Principal Scientist from IMMT Bhubaneswar, and Professor Jagvensar Danpat, Head Department of Biotechnology, Utkal University, for all their help and support. Thank you. On behalf of Rajdhani College and the team at Department of Zoology, I express my deep sense of gratitude to Honorable Dr. Achyuta Samanta, founder KISS and KIT, Honorable Professor Sasmita Samanta, Vice Chancellor, KISS deemed to be University, Dr. Hare Krishna Satpathy sir, Advisor, Dr. Prasant Kumar Rautrai sir, Registrar, for materializing the Memorandum of Agreement between KISS and Rajdhani College and providing us the platform for this webinar series. Dr. Sujata Acharya, Director Academics, Dr. Chittaranjan Bhoi, Vice Principal, Dr. Tripura Mishra, Vice Principal of KISS deemed to be University, thank you for extending your help in every possible way and for your hospitality. Our heartfelt thanks and appreciation for Bikram sir, HOD, and Manas sir, both from Department of Computer Sciences, KISS deemed to be University, for all their support, and because of KISS and both of you, sir, we are online. The Department of Zoology is grateful and thankful to respected Dr. Sasmita Sadangi Madam, Principal Rajdhani College, and patron of this series, then Dr. Arun Kumar Samal sir, and all faculty member and official of Rajdhani College for all support extended. My heartfelt gratitude for Dr. Rasmi Mahapatra, Associate Dean, School of Natural Sciences of KISS deemed to be University, and coordinator of this series. Thank you, madam, for everything you have done for us and this webinar. My deep sense of appreciation for my better half at Department of Zoology, Dr. Priyadarshini Rautrai, for her support and awesome, flawless moderation that has been the heart of this webinar series. Professor Shalivan said, title matters. True, sir, but for this series, the face of this series too worked out for us. The flyer that has garnered much appreciation is a brainchild of architect Purnamasi Rath. A million thanks to you, Purnamasi, and for your help throughout the series. Our heartfelt appreciation for all our participants and students from KISS and all over Odisha for their active participation. This webinar was possible because of the dedication and relentless work carried out behind the scene by our students, including our pass out students. Starting from registration, creation of YouTube channel, management of participants, handling queries, everything was possible because of you. We dedicate this series to you students, our blessing and appreciation for all of you. Thank you all again. Thank you one and all again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. It was a great honor to be a part of this webinar series. And just a small reminder that to all our registered participants, we'll be sharing a link of a feedback form, and only those who will share their feedbacks will receive the e-certificates. Thank you one and all for being with us. Thank you.
Should we leave? Of course.